and happy Sunday. It's amazing how quickly the weeks go by. And I am excited to be here today. It's been a very, very exciting and emotional week for us since my book actually was published on the 11th, a little bit over a week ago. And it is going, we learned that it will be arriving. It has been completed and it will be arriving ready for shipment early this week. So we're very excited. I'm going to use this time, first of all, I'm going to apply my sacred mountain to get myself in that sacred space, just intending to be fully connected with the source, grounded, with all of the chaos, all of the distractions pushed outside, and harmony inside. So I love that so many of you are already here, and I selected just two of the bowls today, two of my favorite Tibetan bowls. So just apply your favorite oil and breathe in and enjoy. Take a nice deep breath in. What kind of week did you have? This title I selected a few days ago came to me, are you regenerating or degenerating? Or rather, are you degenerating or regenerating? When I came upstairs to prepare for this today, surrounded by all my bowls and crystals and oils, so many things came to me that I had not anticipated talking about. It's kind of like last week. However, what is this about this regeneration? Is regeneration possible? Well, people have told me that I keep looking younger. Stephen says, of course, it's him. And he may be correct. The fact is, we do have the ability to regenerate. I was Googling this morning even, and there have been so many studies. The bones, which take the longest of anything in the body to regenerate within 10 years. Now that's a pretty long time, but I said within 10 years. Fully new bones. So everything in your body does regenerate at different rates. Skin cells regenerate in 2 weeks, a maximum of 2 weeks, and your skin has regenerated. How come we still have scars and things that from injuries or disease that are hanging on for more? Even the liver, I was surprised at this, the liver regenerates within 30 days. All new cells. So why do we still have pain, illness, from disease, or from injuries that we sustained years ago. This really got me to thinking, because actually, remember, we're not just physical bodies, we're energy beings, and we're very complex. With all of these trillions and trillions, hundreds of trillions of cells in each one of us. And it's all about that harmony. Harmony. I brought out the harmony glyph, the hologram today, the glyphs of compassion, of acceptance, and of everything working together in unity. And I have these oils right in front of me. The Northern Lights Black Spruce, or the Balsam Fir, or the Blue Spruce. The Sacred Frankincense, or the frankincense, which anchors that acceptance. And the ylang-ylang, for everything working together in harmony. I also have my crystals that anchor these frequencies right in front of me. So as we are thinking about how we might regenerate, what is it that is holding us back? Okay. We have been talking over the last weeks about utilizing different methods of working with getting through illness and disease, of accelerating our healing process. And for those of you who have been practicing your Qigong, your rainbow Qigong exercises, I'd love to hear how you feel that they are working into your regular routine, because I found I had gotten slack about using all three of the rainbow healing Qigong practices every single day. Well, I made a pact on the 1st of November. I made this agreement with myself to really focus and to go back to the basics, making sure that I did my refinement list, all of the things that I teach, to make sure that I personally did them every single day. No slacking off. I got my new journal and I'm writing in my journal. I had gotten to the point that I was not actually writing in my journal. I know. I teach you to do this, and then I had personally slacked off. I don't feel guilty about it. I just know that it's something that that is a requirement for my moving forward. So let me tell you, between the 1st of the month and today, which is the 22nd, 3 weeks, suddenly my leg injury, many of you know that I completely crushed my lower leg and kneecap 4 years ago in a fall, and was able to walk. However, I have had pain. The pain had not gone away, and the stiffness and the lack of feeling in that area. And then a year ago, almost a year and a half, a year ago, I fractured my hip and re-injured the knee and the ankle and the foot. So things had gotten to the point I could walk with my really funny gait. Stephen says, yes, you do have a rather strange gait now. But I was able to move. Well, upon focusing on why has this not completely gone away? Focusing on the emotions that are holding it in place. Wow. I'm happy to tell you today that I have feeling in my foot and ankle. I don't have the stiffness when I'm sitting at the computer for hours and then stand up. It's gone like a miracle. Well, part of that was getting through the stressors of getting my book completed to the printer and the surprising emotions that I felt. when I watched the printing press, when they sent me a video, because of course it's being printed in Singapore. It was printed in Singapore, and I'm here in Bali and have not been in Singapore for almost a year now. And it's amazing, because dealing with those emotions really makes a difference. So we're going to focus upon how we can bring that harmony into every aspect of our being. Pain is simply a block where there is some disharmony within the body. That's pain, illness, disease, whatever you choose to call it. That emotional portion must be dealt with. And it's not fun. No, we've stuffed them down. The longer they've been stuffed down, the more challenging it is to agree, to fully commit to opening ourselves up, these wounds. If you get yourself to the point where you can function, that's the way I have always felt. Let's move on to something else. I don't need to look at that anymore. I've done enough with it. However, what we are doing is we are awakening to the possibilities. Now, when I have gratitude here. I'm sorry, I have awakened right beside it. And actually, as I was thinking and selecting oils, gratitude seems like the best first choice other than harmony, because we're aiming for harmony. Whether you use the harmony blend or the 3 oils, the 3 single oils that anchor that frequency of harmony hologram, but starting with gratitude. Gratitude for being exactly where you are at this moment. How often do we look back and say, oh, but I used to do this. I used to be able to do this. Well, the fact of the matter is, we are in this moment. We can be grateful for everything that this moment presents us with. Everything that comes to us in this moment is a gift. And we can be grateful, or we can be really annoyed, because some of the things that come to us are not exactly what we would choose, what we think we would choose or require at that particular moment. So being in the present time, being in present moment is a key to our harmonious energy being. Now, I have been using the word regenerate. This was an insight that came to me just minutes before 11 o'clock, about 10:47 or 10:48, that I have been thinking in terms of regeneration, going back to the way it was, going back to the newness of then. Perhaps that is where we've gone wrong in our regeneration process. Could it be that regeneration is more really creation? Creation of the new cells, creation of the new molecules, creation of the new bones as they are intended to be in this moment. Not as they were intended to be years ago, months ago, whenever we were attempting to go back. This was a real eye-opener for me. And this, as I said, this occurred only minutes before this video, we began the video. So I am now turning things around a little bit. And my intent for this week is to be looking for creating regenerating every portion of my being as it is intended to be right this moment. I'm going to let that sink in. It needs to sink in for me too. Okay? So we are regenerating. We are creating the new cells, the new molecules, and what is holding us back? Could it be our fears? Could it be our fears that we really are more powerful than we can handle? Could it be that we just are not yet willing to let go of the beliefs? There may be beliefs that are holding us back. That seventh glyph, freedom, all about release. The lemon essential oil, the citrine crystal. This idea of letting go of the fears and the beliefs that are holding us back. We used to do things in a certain way. Well, this is not used to be. This is present time. This is this moment. And what we do in this moment determines what's going to occur in the next moment. So, looking forward, let's create. And I jotted down, it's really a mess because it was like, oh my gosh, I've got to write down these things because these are questions. How can you regenerate if you're not willing to change? Okay? If we're not willing to change, we're going to stay the way we are and probably accumulate more toxins, more injuries, more illness, and we're going to degenerate. The choice is ours. Are you willing to allow the change? Are you willing to release your beliefs? The ways that you used to do things. This is a new world. We're all adjusting. It's a brand new world, and I think everyone here would agree that we've never faced anything like what we have faced in 2020. So, are you willing to release your beliefs about the way things have to happen? The procedures you have to do? Are you willing to focus on your priorities? Do you know what your priorities are? That is something that we really are focusing on, our refinement process, our refinement list, polishing, determining every single day what really is important to us. What is important one day may not be on the list the next day. I decided to start out with a brand new list on the new moon to see, without looking back, even though I've looked back at mine every single day multiple times, I just jotted down the first few things that I choose to have in my life, to surround myself with, to be part of who I am. And the first few things I thought about that I just absolutely will not allow in my life, they must be excluded. In some manner, they must be excluded because I will not allow those things in my life. So, where does regeneration come in your list of priorities? Well, pay attention. Paying attention to what's really important is the only way that we will really begin to understand who we are, what is important, and begin to create that life, create those cells and molecules, create that energy that will allow you to live that life that you choose to have. So I challenge you this week to really, really pay attention. Pay attention to your priorities. Pay attention to harmony. Harmony is always at the top of one of the top things on my list of things that I choose to have in my life, a priority. And disharmony is all about disease. So perhaps if others feel that I am looking younger, newer, regenerating, then perhaps it's because I am in greater harmony due to the focus on eliminating the disharmony. So, have a beautiful week of understanding yourself, of fun, of happiness, of understanding what does bring you joy. And I'll see you next week.